X-Men Days of Future Past. Because when you run out of ideas, travel through time. So, Days of Future Past opens up with Xavier describing a Terminator esque post apocalyptic type future where the mutants are hunted down, they're fighting a losing battle against the Sentinels. Now, if you're not a fan of the comic books or the video games, you might not have heard about the Sentinels. But the Sentinels are these giant robots that try to track down and kill the mutants. And in the movie, or at least in this movie, they're a lot more sophisticated than what we're used to. They have some sort of like adaptive armor. They're super strong. They are a lot smaller than what the comic books and the video game portrayed them as. They used to be massive, like skyscraper huge. In this one, they're like 25 feet tall, which is still ginormous, but not as big as they were in the comic book. The opening sequence shows a very bleak, one-sided battle between the mutants and the Sentinels. But it almost feels more like a trailer for a Portal game, like Portal 2 or Portal 3. All these little, dimensional gateways that people are flying through and purple things, and it's cool. Special effects are awesome. It's a lot of fun. So I'm not exactly sure where this movie fits with the rest of the movies. So the first three were when the mutants, Wolverine, Xavier, Storm, Magneto were all grown up, had a lot of history and past. And then the fourth movie, you saw them when they're younger. And this one kind of bridges the gap and intertwines both of them. But we all know from the third one, Xavier dies. We know Jean Grey's dead. We know Scott's dead, Cyclops. So in this one, because Xavier's still alive, I'm not exactly sure where this kind of falls in. Peter Dinklage, motherfucking Tyrion Lannister. Awesome. This guy's getting so much attention ever since he's been on Game of Thrones. I love seeing him in this movie. He's got the big 70s glasses. He's awesome. So one of the things about going back in time to try to change the future is that it's very destructive to the person who's traveling back in time, and they're only doing it mentally. So of course, the only person that can do it has the regenerative powers to handle it is Wolverine. And what's cool and believable about that is that if you watch the last X-Men movie, when you see Wolverine, he looks the same as he does now because he doesn't age. He got to that point, doesn't age. So it makes kind of sense. I like how they molded that into the timeline and made it seem believable. So you see one mutant in the very beginning for quite a bit, and you see his powers. And I think his name's Quicksilver. He is awesome. His special ability is super cool. There's one really badass montage, or not montage, but action sequence where it's just all Quicksilver, where he's kind of running around the room and moving stuff and punching people. Best part of the movie. That was my favorite scene. Alright, so the movie leads up to the final battle, and there's this last stand fight sequence, kind of like the first fight sequence. The Sentinels seemed almost invincible. Yeah, they're supposed to be tough, they're supposed to be overpowering, but anytime there's a person or a thing in a movie, whether it's good guy or bad guy, that's invincible, I kind of almost lose interest. I want to see some kind of beatdown. I want to see a couple Sentinels die. I want to see a couple, blows go in. Otherwise, you don't feel worried. There's no tension. The very end of the movie has a couple really cool cameos. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell you who it is. But it's kind of cool how they wrap things up. Well, that's my review of X-Men Days of Future Past. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's any movie you want me to review, let me know. Comments below. And I'll see you next time.